Hello everybody, this is VerticalSandwich, and welcome back to Let's Play Crash Bandicoot Warp. This is post-commentary of two of the hardest things I had to do in this game so far, without a doubt. Like, I just couldn't, like, Future Frenzy and Gone Tomorrow were two of the most unwieldy recording sessions I ever had to deal with in my entire life. Okay, so for Future Frenzy, our problem here is just the amount of stuff. Like, the amount of backtracking in this level. It's ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm hiccuping. Alright. And I played this really careful because the idea was I didn't want to do it twice. And that worked fine for this. It did not, however, whatever, we'll get to that. We'll get to what didn't work. I mean, I'm bad at this stuff anyway. Like, but I don't have a strategic option aside from trying to be really careful. So, all right. It actually took, that was the thing too, is that this run ended up taking so long that it wasn't going to fit anywhere else. So I had to find something that would fit with it. And then the other level we play in this video took so many records. Not so many records, but it took so many attempts. Because I didn't practice run any of this stuff. Like, I just went in and cut out things that I thought were boring or were horrible. Now we have to backtrack all the way to the beginning of this level now. From where we just came in. So, that's the problem. The problem isn't... And the problem isn't even all that much areas like this. The problem ends up being that huge moving walkway thing that you... Yeah, there are going to be deaths. There are going to be a lot of deaths. And, like, look, we got to go all the way back here when we die. So this is another little thing. Another little problem. The checkpoints work if you can get to them in this level, but this is not set up like any of the other backtracking levels. Like, this thing's just expansive and big and kind of crummy when it comes down to it. It's a rough level. And, you know, I know that there are going to be people who watch this who say, like, it's not that rough. Blah. It was rough for me. You know, it may be a piece of cake for you, and you might run through it in one attempt and do it in 6 minutes. I don't know. Garland the Great kind of made an offhand complaint in his run of this level in the info about it being a really long level because it took him 6 minutes. I don't know what to say to that. Like, jeez. That's just not who I am in this game, without a doubt. And this is, you know, I mean, they were just, in my opinion, my very humble opinion, this just seems very mean. Because the level is obviously designed to work one way, with you running one way. And then they just said, but you know what, let's just make them go all the way backwards. In this level built to run for. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. And whatever, I'm not bitter about it. I'm not. It was just very frustrating. So now we got a checkpoint, so at least we won't have to go back into that extra area again. But yeah, it just, again, it seemed to me to be kind of, I don't know. I thought they did a really good job with the other future level. We had to backtrack by dropping us off where we needed to be. But I know that that's not the point of video games are supposed to challenge you. This just happens to be a little different kind of challenge when what you're trying to do is record it and fit it in with other stuff in a timely manner. So I guess LPing is my problem, not necessarily the run of this level. We can leave the nitro blocks, but I'm not gonna. Well, except for maybe that one. Oh, okay. Yeah. See, there's gonna be a lot of this, because backtracking when you can't switch the camera too. That's the other thing about this game that is never a pain. It's never a pain in this game until you try to do this. Where then suddenly you're like, oh wait, I can't move the camera, which is something you would never want to do if you were running through this level the right way. You know, everything's really linear in this game. Oh, okay. It does. It just adds a whole new dimension to the way that the game is like the game runs and is built. And I just have to, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of that. Like, again, I don't inherently mind backtracking or anything. It just seems like this is incredibly vicious backtracking for the sake of vicious backtracking. Although at least they give you, you know, that if you move forward, you can see these things enough. Alright. This should do. This shouldn't blow us up. Alright, good. I'm glad it didn't. But, like, that was, like, a blind leap we just had to take. So, I think about it what you want. It's not, you know. Gee. Almost bit it there. That's kind of fun. And we can get a lot of this stuff coming forward. It's not... Alright. Is this... Yeah, that was the start. Okay. Good. Good. I'm glad it was the start. So yeah, and I mean, so like, and now, obviously we have to run essentially the whole level. Which again, seems a little mean-spirited to me, but... Don't get me wrong, I don't want to underemphasize the fact that I like this game. I like this game a lot. But, wow, it just... This was not the kind of aspect of it that I really... But I mean, yeah, look at how much easier, and it's obvious that that's the way it's gonna work. When you're running a level backwards, it's harder. So now at this point, it's Busywork. Since we've cleared out everything up to where the gem dropped us off, or the alternate path dropped us off, we're in good shape. I should have done this when I did the special path gem. And made it all one video. Because it would have taken me that much longer, I'm sure. Oh wait, it shouldn't have, actually, taken me any longer than it did, now that I think about it. I didn't know. I was young and foolish. That was a week ago, VerticalSandwich. Yeah, it was. Actually, it wasn't, well. Oh, I completely just... sorry, I'm watching the gameplay. As weird as that sounds. Like... Alright. Well, this will eat up some time. It does, too. It really does. So at least this is something we're, you know, comfortable with. Shooting things with a fruit bazooka. How cool would a fruit bazooka be in real life? Like, actually being able to, like, you know... I mean, maybe not to the, you know, not having one to the point that it shatters wood. But, you know, I guess you can make stuff like that. Propane-powered potato launchers and things like that. A friend and I once had a plan to build a catapult to shoot tennis balls into a lake that is about, I don't know, it's maybe a quarter of a mile over the woods from where I grew up. And we just wanted to see if we could do it, if we could hit the lake with tennis balls. We never did get around to doing it. I mean, obviously we were kids, you know, it was a good idea, but it's the kind of thing I do now. I'm a crazy enough adult. I do like the mirror background in these levels, and I haven't set, well, I know I haven't set it. Alright, I guess, yeah. I mean, we are at still 99 guys, so, I mean, although I was thinking about that because, like, I was watching a really good playthrough of this, and the person finished with, like, 34 lives, and I was like, man, I got over 99, and then I realized, like, the reason is because they were way better, so they didn't have to do all of the playing things over and over and over and over. Like, that's why. Like, having 99 lives is not a mark of being a better player. It's a mark of having to do really repetitive stuff over and over. And essentially, my bad strategy is forcing me to grind for lives. Like, just as a consequence of having bad strategy. Crazy stuff. The way the world works in video games. Alright, so we're just jumping to the winning relic run of Gone Tomorrow here, because this was another thing where, I mean, it took like an entire video for me to get past the first, I don't know, this whole first area. I had to give up trying to do things like jumping around those guys, which can be done. Or like, you know, jumping around the outside of that guy. Again, which can be done. Just not by somebody as unskilled as I. Or as me, whatever. You know, I had to develop a strategy that just dealt with my own inadequacy, I guess, is the way to put it. So there are worse things, you know, really, worse things than that. Or so I assume. I don't. I mean, I just, yeah, like, there are ways to attack these enemies that I just couldn't, you know, I couldn't get down. I couldn't make work. Although, that little run right there where I got the 3, and then managed to somehow hit the 2, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, well, aside from the whole blowing myself up for one hit thing, that was all me. See, that 1 second block took me more than a second to get, right? And there's our evil gem path or whatever. Well, that was dumb. But I did dumb stuff in this run. Again, that's not the point. The point is that this was really hard for me, and I didn't like it. But it does. They do give you a lot of Aku Akus. This level's obviously designed for you to get invincibility. But I couldn't manage that. Out of like the 5 Aku Akus they give you, I couldn't get 3 in a row. So there's the run. It's a regular relic, but I'm completely okay with that. So when we come back, we will be back on a regular track of crazy Crash Bandicoot stuff. And it'll be good. I don't know that it'll be awesome, but it'll be pretty good. So, we like that stuff, right? Yeah, Vertical Sandwich! We like it when you do the normal things you do. Yeah, see? See? I told you we liked it. She said I have to cut another 15 seconds off of that to get the gold. That's why we're not 105%ing this game, by the way, people. It's because of performances like that. All right, you guys, we're getting really close. You guys take care. Thanks for watching, and bye, everybody.